Hi, so in this tutorial we're going to do a polymer project, and we're going to use the getting started tutorial that's on the Polymer website, which is polymer-project.org, and we're going to go to getting started. And the first thing we need to do is get the getting started starter project. So if you look here, there's a link to download the getting started starter project. And so once that's downloaded, go to your terminal, and we're going to copy the zip file for the tutorial to our folder here, and I'm going to unzip the file. So now I have a Polymer tutorial folder, and I can remove the zip file. So now in the Polymer tutorial folder, there's a few folders. So we need the starter folder, and as mentioned on the tutorial, if we go to step 1, we can open the index HTML. So to do that, I'll just launch my editor, and I'm going to open index.html. Now that's the file that we have in our starter folder, so we just need to follow the steps that's on here. So the first step is adding the import links for the Polymer components. So I add the core header panel, core toolbar, and paper tabs components, and I can do that by adding the link tags right there. So that should do it. The next thing we need to do is add a toolbar. So we're going to do that inside our body tag. So if you go to body, we'll add the core header panel toolbar. And the next thing we need to do is add the tabs. So inside our core toolbar, we're going to add these two tabs, and that's going to be inside our toolbar. So right here. Now the next thing we need to do is add styles. So we just can copy these 3 styles and add them to our style section, and that's that. Now the final thing is to add a handle, to add the script to handle the switching of tabs. So we can do that on the somewhere here. Now notice that I have the body tag here, so actually I should move the body tag to the end. So right here should be fine. Okay, so that should be all there is to it. So our file should look like that now. And if I open, so the next thing I need to do is run my server. So my node server can be run from let's say my Polymer tutorial folder. So I run serve. It runs the server on port 3000. So when I open localhost 3000 and hit refresh, well, I have to hit /starter/index.html, and that's the tabs. So that's for the first step. So let's go to step 2. In step 2, we need to add a postcard element. So we're going to edit postcard.html. So I just go to Polymer tutorial master starter postcard.html. So in this HTML file, I need to add. So if you notice that there's a template here, and there's a style section inside the template, and there's a handlebar mustache here, right? So if you look at the definition for the postcard, that's over here, and there should be a script tag at the end. So that's the script tag, and the script tag is essentially registering the element, right? So anyway, so let's create the card structure. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this section and paste it inside my template. So that's the card. Then the next step is we need to style this card. So we have the polyfill next selector and polyfill and the card header. So these styles need to go inside the style section, which is here. Okay, so now we need to edit index.html to add the postcard to our import. So I'm going to link rel import my postcard and add it to the end of my link rels. So that's adding the component itself, and I can use the component after the toolbar. So if I go to the end of the toolbar, and I can use the component right there. So postcard component should be right there, and let's save it and refresh our browser. Okay, so now we have this card right here, and we have two tabs as well, so that looks pretty good. So what else can we do? Let's go to next step. So data binding. So in this one, we're going to edit post list.html. So what I'm going to do is open post list in my editor, and in post list there's a element with this template in there, and we probably need to add some data binding. So we need what's known as a publish property. So if you read the documentation, the publish property has the features of supporting two-way declarative data binding, initialization using an HTML attribute, and the current value can be reflected back to an attribute with a matching name. So let's publish a property name. So let's see how to do that. So what we're going to do is add this post service element inside the elements template. So inside template, we're going to add post service. Then the data binding has to link the services post property, which is that, to a local property called posts, which is that. Any methods on our custom element can access the response as this dot posts. So we're going to get the data by using the post and posts syntax, and essentially it's going to repeat this block for each post or everything in there. So let's do that. So this goes at the end of the service. And we'll save that. Now we need to use the post list in our index.html. So I go to index.html, and at the end of my where I had the postcard is where I'm going to add the post list. So essentially we can add it let's see, yeah, so we need to remove the link for postcard. So we can remove that link, and then I can add the link for post list, and then replace the postcard element with the post list element. So that's the postcard element, and I can replace it with post list, and save and refresh my page. Okay, so now we have a list of cards. So that looks pretty good. So that's the data binding part. Now we can go on to step 4. So we're going to add a favorite button and connect the tabs to the post list control. So let's do that. So first thing we'll do is open postcard.html and add the core icon button element. So the core icon button element is going to go right there before the content, and we can add the favorite property and favorite tabbed method to the prototype. So there's the favorite property and the favorite tabbed method. So we can add both these to the elements prototype. So this goes in here instead of that line, which was there. So save that. Now what's going to happen is when favorite is tapped, so that's linked to the core icon button, and what it's going to do is that it's going to toggle its value, as you can see from this line, and then it's going to do that. So let's see what else needs to happen. So yeah, so in our style we can add the style for the favorite button, and this part is conditional on the favorite attribute being set on that element. So let's add that in the style. So right there, so we can add it. Okay, so we've saved that. Now we need to add the post list into our index.html. So in our script section is where we need to add this. So this goes inside script, and basically what it is it's the course select event listener. So this could replace that part. So let's actually replace that part. Okay, so that should do it. Now the next thing is wiring up the favorites. So we need to update the template that creates postcard elements. So in our post list.html, we can add the postcard to the template. So we already have a postcard here, so we just need to replace that. So I can just paste this there, and actually we don't need to do that. So what we actually need to do is right there. So the image is still there and the postcard still appears. So I think that should do it. Okay. So let's add an event handler for the favorite tab event. So that's when you go to post list, and this is under the Polymer prototype. So we replace the Polymer prototype here and add the event handler, and let's save it and refresh. Okay, so if you click on the favorite, it toggles, and if I go to favorites, I have the favorites there. So let's see if there's something else that's missing. Yeah, that's it for now. Thanks for watching.